Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Blitz5 and hope you guys are doing well. And in front of me, we have the patch notes for update 13.2. As always, traditional on my channel to go through the entire patch notes. This is going to be a much longer video, so if you're interested in that, stick around. If not, hopefully I'll catch you in another video. So today is September 1st, 2021. And earlier this morning, or way earlier this morning, the patch notes were released. I woke up, I streamed the test server for a few hours, so I have some in-game experience with this. So I feel like this is great, perfect mix of patch notes and in-game experience to talk about what is new for the update. This is going live officially on PC on September 8th, and then on console on September 16th. So we still have a little while till this is officially live, and no test server for console. So PUBG says here that this is an estimated 19-minute read. We'll see if we go above or below that, or we might hit it right on the nose. So there's a quicker video here if you just want the summary, but I can basically tell you guys the summary is that there's a new weapon, the P90. There's a new vehicle that can hold some items in the game. It has trunk space, and there is a blue zone grenade that we'll talk about. Those are the major things in this update. So scrolling down here, the first thing that PUBG is mentioning is the P90. The long-awaited SMG coming into the game as a crate weapon. And this is something that is in so many FPS shooters. So many people have asked for this or requested it in PUBG for a very long time. And in fact, it is on PUBG Mobile. And even though they're not the same builds, console and PC are different builds than mobile, they do share a lot of the same features. And we are finally getting it. So here we go. It holds 50 rounds. All of the attachments here, when you pick up the gun in the crate, come with the gun. So it has a silencer. It's got a kind of ACOG scope that has a canted or an additional scope with, like, I would say a 2x vision on it, 2x optical zoom, something around there. We'll check if that's exactly where it is, but it seems like you go from a hollow to like a 2x view. And then it also allegedly has a cheek pad on it attached. You can't take anything off the gun. And the gun comes with 250 rounds of its own ammo type, the 5.7. And from my short in-game experience, this was awesome. You know, normally PUBG does not give you a lot of ammo with the new crate gun. And in this case, I feel like they really fixed this or really, you know, implemented it well. It's going to be a really strong weapon, 250 rounds, which should be plenty to get you through the game or a couple kills at least. And this gun is going to be, I think, a noticeably overpowered SMG. But you know, if it's going to be in the crate, it should pack a little bit of a punch. And it kind of does. I was shooting this thing. It seems like it shoots really well at like up to 100, 200 meters. And it's pretty steady. It has a fast time to kill, 50 rounds. It's got a slow reload time. And that's basically the only downside to this gun. So they're kind of talking about what I said here in the description. But like I said, I had some in-game experience. This is going to spawn on all of the maps. And here, like I said, comes with all this stuff. And damage is 35 per round, and rate of fire is 1,000 rounds per minute. This thing shoots really fast, and one of the coolest features is that just like in real life, you can actually see the magazine is translucent, and you can see how much ammo is left in the magazine by just looking down. And this is actually a patented feature on the gun in real life, and it's just a really unique weapon. It's really cool to see this in the game, and I think a lot of people, including myself, are excited about it. And then now we have a new truck, which this is really exciting. I think Player IGN had leaked that there was some kind of trunk storage coming into the game soon, and it is with this vehicle. So this is the second vehicle brought in by Hyundai, which is a Korean car company, and seems like they have some kind of partnership with PUBG right now because they have the Pony Coupe, which is in the game, and then now the Hyundai Porter. And this is a vehicle that was first introduced in 1977. And it seems like it's been a very popular, or was a very popular truck back in the day with the kind of open bed, flat bed space in the back. So PUBG is implementing this into the game with the ability to put items in the back. So you can put anything in the back, and the trunk capacity is 400 meters. Well, I shouldn't say anything. There's probably something you can't put in the back. I said 400 meters, excuse me. It's 400. So a first aid is 10. An emergency pickup is 50. So you have a lot of room. We put emergency pickup, a couple first aids, a frag grenade, ammo, boosters, and we still had about 100 space of room. So this thing is going to hold a lot, but on the downside, it is a very weak vehicle. So it's easy to control. It drives really well over the terrain, but from my experience, I noticed it has poor braking. So you kind of slide, it doesn't brake right away. And it's very, very weak. So if the vehicle blows up, you are going to lose everything that's in the vehicle. And what's really cool is we tested it out today. You can drive and take stuff out of the vehicle at the same time or put stuff back into the vehicle. People sitting in the back can do the same thing. So, you could kind of be adjusting your loot. For example, I was driving with a spike trap and I was like, hey, we don't need this right now. Let's put it in the back. And if we, pull over somewhere, we could take it out. If you find an extra C4 or something that you don't want to hold on to because it fills up your bag space, you could put it in there. Obviously, putting extra first aids or med kits in there is huge. So the options for this are endless, but really, if you can bring this into a compound that you're holding with extra first aids, extra ammo, all of that stuff, this is going to be huge and really awesome to have. Excuse me, and could potentially even be kind of overpowered for some people if you get this in a really great spot. So I'm trying to see what PUBG has to say about this. I read over the patch notes this morning, but after having so much in-game experience, I'm kind of just talking off the top of my head. But we ran a lot of different experiments on this, myself and PUBG Andy, and it was really cool. Hopefully I'll put some footage over me talking about this, trying to see if there's anything I missed. But this is only going to be available on Tago, and yeah, it's pretty cool. You have to hold left thumbstick to put these in. So it's going to take a little while getting used to that. And I don't think you can, the way we were splitting our inventory was a little messed up. So I had like 8 first aids and I was trying to just put 4 in the back of the truck and I couldn't. So I had to drop 4, put 4 in and then pick up the other 4 off the ground if you're following me. So maybe that's intentional or maybe they're going to fix that later on. So they're actually, showing some of the weights of things here. So a level 3 vest has a 90 weight. Again, capacity is up to 400. A jammer pack has 100 weight. A main weapon is the weight of 100. Flare gun is 100. And ammo and that stuff is pretty low. And then moving down, we have the new blue zone grenade. So this is really interesting. I guess I'll read what PUBG has to say about this. This is introducing the blue zone grenade. This throwable item can be used effectively if you want to deal damage in a broader area for a certain period of time, especially in situations where you want to lure enemies out of a building. The blue zone grenade creates a round blue zone with a maximum radius of 10 meters, lasting for 5 seconds. It maintains its full size for 5 seconds, then decreases and disappears over another 5 seconds. So it's a little confusing here. They kind of reiterate that it's saying it only lasts for 5 seconds, but it really lasts for like 10 seconds. And from my in-game experience, what happens is you throw the grenade. I don't know exact time it takes to pop off, but we threw the grenade. We would wait like a second or two, and then the blue zone would start expanding, and you start taking damage in there. It expands, stops, and then shrinks again. And it says it's only doing 10 damage a second, but I felt like when I was standing in the zone, I had Andy throw it on me. I was taking a lot of damage. Again, I'll put in some footage, and I might even put a timer if I have time to do so. But this thing was chunking, so I thought like maybe I could just hang out in here, no big deal, just heal up. But it made me want to leave the zone immediately because I didn't want to die. So I feel like this is going to be a really awesome way to kind of counter play people in buildings. And we were talking about this a lot in chat today while we were playing. It's kind of like the C4, but the C4 is so delayed that sometimes it doesn't have the same effect, or, people can get away. It does make people move. But this is going to be a thing that is going to immediately affect you and could maybe even block off a route. And there's going to be a lot of interesting plays around this. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what people do. It's hard to even imagine, but once this gets out into the public with thousands of people playing, we'll probably see some cool stuff. But definitely pretty powerful weapon. I got knocked. I had someone throw it on me. Then there's pretty much nothing Andy could do. Couldn't pick me up. That's an interesting play. But I think the ability to, take out someone in a building is going to be awesome. So pretty cool, but it is a weird addition to PUBG, right? Some people in the chat were mentioning this before we move on, that this is definitely kind of like outside the realism of PUBG. But PUBG on Tago, again, you have to remind yourself, Tago, experimental map. They're kind of going full send, just throwing a bunch of interesting and maybe crazy ideas on here. And then also PUBG's also kind of already gone this way with the jammer bag and some of the new stuff. So this is kind of the future of PUBG, it seems like, at least for me. And then just some minor stuff here. PUBG's getting some weather. It didn't have any weather before that on Tago. Excuse me, I might have said PUBG. Tago getting weather, sunset, and overcast. Then we have some blue zone updating for Tago. The first zone was really long, so they've reduced that, which also is improving the comeback BR. And then on top of that, they've improved the time that it takes to go into the comeback BR. So the first zone will be faster, so you'll get in quicker. And now the comeback zone BR is only like a little over 2.5 minutes when before it was around 5 minutes. So they've cut that time basically in half. So you're just going to be in the comeback arena. You have to survive for 2.5 minutes, and then you'll be sent back as phase 2 is shrinking on the battleground. So kind of speed that up. I think the feedback I saw is that a lot of people were quitting out before the comeback BR even happened, and they're trying to speed up that process so more people can benefit from that. And I feel like it helps the flow of the game a little bit more, which is good. Then we have some custom match updates. Nothing too major here, just the new items and some of the options. And you can now turn the comeback BR on and off, which I think is smart for Tago. And I've also heard from a birdie that when these patch notes hit for a console, that we should have the preset ability for custom modes, So you can, when you make a custom mode, you can actually save it as a preset, so you don't have to recreate it every single time. But this could have gotten delayed, but I heard that it was coming with update 13.2 for console, so we'll see. And then an interesting and potentially controversial new mode coming into PUBG. And this is called casual mode. And this is a mode where you can play against mostly bots for up to 3 matches per day in solo, duo, or squads. It's only available on Erangel, and will have a maximum of 12 human players per match. So I guess if you're playing in squads, there could be maybe, 3 squads of 4 or 4 squads of 3, however you want to divide 12. And some people, I could already imagine some people not enjoying this and pulling the whole like extra queue argument. But I really feel like there is a huge issue right now in PUBG where beginner players or people that are very casual have a hard time playing PUBG. I have a very hard time playing on PC because the players are just so good. And for some people, and I know some people in the stream that say, they're really going to stop playing PUBG if they don't have an option to play against more bots because it's just too hardcore for them at this point. So there has to be, in my opinion, a response to those players, casual players. You need those players to stick around, and also for people to learn how to play the game, whether you believe in it or not. I feel like the lifespan of PUBG kind of depends on it. So giving people an option to play like this, I think is huge. Even for me, sometimes it might be nice to just warm up in a casual mode, because sometimes warming up in training mode or TDM doesn't really give you the same feel as playing the Battle Royale game. And also, because there's only a maximum of 12 humans, I don't think it will really destroy the queue problem. And they're saying a maximum. So say there's nobody in the queue, you might get into a game with all bots, which might be what you're looking for to practice. So I really don't think there's a huge downside to this. I guess the only downside is that they're allowing you to earn medals and stuff in here, which could be manipulated. But again, it's only 3 matches. So that's something that PUBG should probably look into, is are they going to allow the stats and all that stuff to count in here? People are just going to boost their stats. So that should probably change. But I think they're heading on the right track here by adding this. And it's at least testing. Anything that PUBG adds, they always say this, they can take out. I think it's worth testing. And I hope that people will kind of get on board with this. And I'm actually excited to check it out. And I hope a lot of casual people will enjoy that. And I'm excited for my community and people that play PUBG. And moving on from that, sorry, that was kind of a long one, but that is something that I feel like is a hot topic in the community. Then next, Tago is being added to Team Deathmatch, which makes sense. And then we have the next Survivor Pass coming when this update goes live on PC and console. And this one is called Crazy Night. And you can see a quick preview of some of the items that are going to be in here. It's kind of like a nightclub theme. And if you want to see all the items, I have a video on my channel that I posted yesterday, or when you're watching this in the past, previous video. And, some people are going to like this. Some people aren't going to like it. On the test server, I was able to kind of check out some of the items. I think it's kind of cool. It's not the worst one. It's not the best one, but definitely better than Pajama Party. And then scrolling down. Oh, I got to say that this has actually been extended a little bit. So they had brought down the Survivor Passes to only 6 weeks, and now they're making it back to 8 weeks. Back in the day, the Survivor Passes and the seasons used to go much longer. And just a reminder that the Survivor Pass does not always go with the season, right? It ends at a random time normally. So sometimes there's a lapse. Like right now, there hasn't been a Survivor Pass for a little while. And that whole kind of system has changed over the past year. And then going down, looks like we're getting another contraband crate, which is kind of the way that PUBG has been doing a lot of microtransactions. Another hot topic in the community. But this is going to be a fractured element AKM. And I noticed that this wasn't available on the test server, so we couldn't see the new crate. Usually you could buy it. The hideout section was completely gone. But again, this stuff is cool. Weapon skins are cool. It's nice that it's optional. It doesn't affect gameplay, but this definitely is a little bit of a money pit. So, I get it if you're going to spend some money, but watch out. Don't go too crazy, but it is fun to try to get some of the cool skins in the game, especially if you're an avid player. And here's a good one. The Lynx update. So they listened to community feedback. The Lynx definitely needed some more ammo. It only dropped with 5, and now they're increasing that to 10. And I don't think they've added this to other maps yet. It's only on Miramar, and I would really like to see them add this to other maps because it's just so rare that you get this gun. And I've still yet to see any footage of someone shooting a player out of the BRDM, which is the special feature of this rifle. So I'd really like to see that elsewhere. Then we have a new tab coming for the PUBG Continental Series 5, the PCS 5. And this was recently kind of removed on console. So I don't know if we're getting that back or not. We'll have to see in the console patch notes. And then some UI, UX improvements, quality of life improvements, and also custom match. The racing mode, which was available a little while ago, I guess is still in the game. I didn't even know that. I think this is only for PC players, that the partners could create a lobby for this. This is going to end. Some performance update. PUBG's always working on that. Replay system, which is only available on PC. There's this new skin, which is pretty cool. It's like a Egyptian style skin. I would definitely like to see more of this style in the game. And this is kind of like an astronaut theme stuff, which is kind of cool. Some more club skins. PCS 5 preview of the skins. Those are always pretty cool. I love the 5. Blitz 5. Let's go. And then a lot of bug fixes. I read through here to see if there's anything like majorly important, but there was just a lot of kind of nitty-gritty detail stuff. A lot of things on Miramar, like people getting stuck or getting caught in certain areas. So you see all this, like just a lot of small quality of life changes or bug fixes on Miramar and then Tago. And yeah, so nothing too major to show here. Just a bunch of different quality of life fixes. So that is the update. I think we beat 19 minutes there. We might be getting close. But again, this is a really exciting update. Pretty much since Tago, I feel like these updates have been really great, adding on to a lot of the hype that is Tago. The queue is still there. I know that's a problem that people are pretty frustrated with, especially on PC. It seems to be affecting PC almost more than console because it seems like there's maybe less players there. I know the queue thing is a problem or a concern for a lot of people. Who knows why PUBG is doing this exactly? It's all kind of speculation. But I think it seems like they're maybe trying to keep this separated because of the new content that's coming onto Tago, i.e. the Blue Zone grenade, i.e. the new truck and stuff like that. And it is nice to be able to queue right in and test out these new features. But it does think that it's coming at the expense of wait times and bots and queue problems, which is not great for PUBG. So hopefully they'll have a solution for that, or that will change soon after some of these updates go away. And I'm hoping that you guys are getting hyped to try out all the new features, P90, all this stuff. I had a lot of fun playing for a couple of hours this morning, and I'm excited for when this goes live on console. If you want to catch me live, gameplay live, and for me checking this out when it goes live on console, you can find me at twitch.tv/blitz5 and friends, or occasionally streaming right here on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because you'll get notified for my latest videos and when I go live. So as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.